Hi, my name is Olorogun Theodore Ochuko Areki, and I'm here today to discuss some of the issues affecting Nigeria today. Should Nigeria continue its struggle to be a nation? This is an incredibly difficult question to answer, but I give you 10 seconds to think about your answer. But before your 10 seconds starts, listen to this. For fact's sake, let us take a short walk down the corridor of history. Let us walk back to when it all started in 1953. In 1953, Chief Anthony Eromosele Enahoro became the first Nigerian to move a motion for Nigerian independence, which was eventually granted in 1960. Chief Enahoro has been regarded by academicians and many Nigerians as the father of the Nigerian state. And you know what? He was a Midwesterner. As soon as Enahoro tabled the motion for independence, the Northerners rejected it, that they wanted to remain with the British. And this was somewhat because the Northerners didn't have enough personnel to be appointed in a government with the rest of the other regions. Although our independence at the time was scheduled for 1956 with the Ghanaian independence, we had to postpone our independence indefinitely to enable the Northerners trained personnel. But with pressure from Chief Awolowo, Chief Azikiwe, Chief Akintola, and many notable Nigerians who were fighting at the time for independence, the British gave in and let us have the independence, which was fixed for 1960. And that meant we needed an election to enable us form a government, which we had in 1959. The outcome of the election produced no winner, because to form a government in a parliamentary system of government, the winner must have a majority of seats, and none of the parties had 157 seats, which was majority in a 312 seats that was carved out of Nigeria at the time. Therefore, to form a government, they needed to form a coalition first. Now, Azikiwe had the highest votes with 81 seats. This was followed by Awolowo, who had 73 seats, and then Tafawa Balewa with 134 seats. Now, remember, we could have had our independence in 1956 or thereabout 1957 with the Ghanaians. But because of the Northerners, the independence was postponed indefinitely to enable them catch up and train personnel. The rightful coalition to have been formed after that election, which could have put Nigeria as a strong contender in the map of developed nations in the world today, would have been Azikiwe and Awolowo. But Azikiwe saw a stiff competition with the West, with Awolowo's action group, as they were highly educated and could have been antagonistic in government. Azikiwe knew what he wanted to do. He saw a threat to the Igbos. He knew that the Yorubas were educated. In his speech to the Igbos in 1949, he said, and I quote, "The Igbo people have reached a crossroad, and it is for us to decide which is the right course to follow. We are confronted with routes leading to diverse goals. But as I see it, there is only one road that I can safely recommend for us to tread, and it is the road to self-determination for the Igbos within the framework of a federated Commonwealth of Nigeria and the Cameroons, leading to a United States of Africa. Other roads, in my opinion, are calculated to lead us astray from the path of national self-realization." End quote. He, Azikiwe, chose the Northerners who were less educated, a lot less educated, and we posed no opposition whatsoever to them, the Igbos, in the coalition government. That was the origin of our problems in Nigeria. And by the way, Chief Awolowo offered to be a minister to a Prime Minister Azikiwe, but when Awolowo traveled to Asaba to meet with Azikiwe to sign the government, he found that Azikiwe had traveled to the north to sign an agreement with the Northerners. Remember, Azikiwe settled for a weak ceremonial president in the coalition government he signed with the Northerners. And here was a man who fought so hard for the independence. As a matter of fact, it is on record that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the president of Ghana at the time, was disappointed in him, that he fought all this fight just to take a ceremonial president while Tafawa Balewa had the power. Azikiwe knew what he was doing. Remember his speech to the Igbos in 1949? Self-realization, self-determination. Now, when it was time to form the government, hear this, because this is critical and this is crucial in this discussion. We need the Minister of Education. The Northerners couldn't produce anyone, Azikiwe, an Igbo man. We need the Chief of Defense Staff. The Northerners couldn't bring anyone, Azikiwe brought an Igbo man. Azikiwe filled most of the positions with Igbos. Chief of Army Staff, Igbo. Chief of Naval Staff, Igbo. Inspector General of Police, Igbo. Chief of Defense Staff, Igbo. Internal Affairs Minister, Igbo. And if you look at this, most of the positions were filled with Igbos. Azikiwe knew what he wanted to do. He knew that he wanted to dominate. He knew that he wanted to dominate Nigeria with the Igbos. And he populated most of the offices in Nigeria with the Igbos. That was what brought the hatred of the Igbos by the Fulanis. And this hatred culminated in the slaughtering of the Igbos up and down Nigeria, which led to the Civil War, where many Igbos were killed.
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or a permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all our learning institutions, coming out with having no work to do. I'm sure whichever government of the day might be, it will feel rather embarrassed, and it might even lead to bloodshed.
Doesn't this damage the idea, sir, of all people in all regions in Nigeria being fellow citizens of one country?
Well, it might, but you are, new to our region, but how many northerners are employed in the east or in the west? The answer is no. And if there are, there may be 10 laborers employed only in the two regions.
Now, this domination is exactly the same thing the Fulanis are doing today in Nigeria. Remember, the Igbos will say then, like the Fulanis are saying today, that they were born to rule Nigeria. So that's the mindset. That's the mindset of dominance. Today, the Fulanis are saying they are born to rule Nigeria. They have even pushed it a bit that they own Nigeria. You cannot walk out of that sort of mindset just like that. We were led by the Fulanis in the 60s to overcome that Igbo mindset of domination by civil war. So, let's not deceive ourselves that we can just walk out of this Fulani mindset just like that. Or you are holier than thou and say, we don't want another war. If you don't want another war, then this mindset will continue. The mindset will continue to dominate you. The Fulanis will dominate you. The Fulanis will take over your land. The Fulanis will control you. Historically, the only way to come out of this sort of mindset is to be prepared to fight. Today, this is the structure of the key posts in Nigeria by the Fulani mindset. We may not fight a war. The Fulani may decide not to go to war, or through the United Nations and the struggle for self-determination, we may walk our different ways. But the mindset will not just give up just like that. For things to change, things can only change when Nigeria goes back to what it was. Because Nigeria has never been one. There has never been one Nigeria. We have tried all strategies to make Nigeria one, but till today, they have all failed. If it's not the Igbos dominating in the past, which we kind of brought down by a civil war, it is now the Fulanis dominating. But how do we bring this Fulanis mindset down? Even if we got the Fulanis mindset down, whose turn will it be next to want to dominate? Will it then be the turn of the Yorubas to dominate Nigeria? We cannot live like this. If we are one, why are we then trying to dominate each other? Nigeria has never been one before, during, and after creation. We have never been one. The name Nigeria did not and will not make us one. Oneness comes from the inside. We need to have a culture of oneness. We need to have an attitude of oneness. We have never lived in community with each other. We formed ghettos across the country of Igbo Market, Hausa Quarter, etc., etc., just to reinforce the domination of people. Now, there's this talk of restructuring of Nigeria through a constitutional review. Well, I'm sorry, a book that people are impiously violating cannot change the mindset of domination. And if you rely on a book to determine your character, then you are not fit and proper to live with others. So, it is logical. It is logical for us to walk our separate ways so we can be ourselves. We can be people like we go back to the original origins. Like we had the Yorubas in the western region, we had the Igbos in the eastern region, we have the northerners in the northern region, and we have the Midwesterners in the Midwest region. This seemed to be the only way for us to survive as a people. Otherwise, we'll just be whirling and revolving around in circles. There was an opportunity for us to have emphasized the diversity between us and all the different regions. But we lost it. We lost the opportunity to make us the same. But rather what we saw was some of us trying fervently to dominate. And what are they dominating for? For what? They dominate not to serve, but to show off. Why do people dominate? Isn't that the definition of apartheid? Now, the penchant and proclivity for hard work is why the Edo Kingdom and its offshoots have always been a fantastic kingdom. Over 70% of the artifacts stolen from Nigeria come from that kingdom, from the Edo Kingdom. That tells you something. Edo Kingdom does not dominate its offshoots. Edo Kingdom allows them to thrive and grow. Now, do you know that the Edo Kingdom stretches as far across the whole of the southern region of Nigeria and the West Africa? And in all of its existence, the Edo Kingdom, they do not dominate anyone. They pray for their offshoots if they so desire to live. The historical kingdom of the Benin Kingdom was established in the forested region of West Africa since 1200 CE, actually BCE, according to historical facts. The Edo people of the southern Nigeria founded the Benin Kingdom. So many people have been offshoots of the Edo Kingdom. For instance, the Urobos, the Esans, the Shekiris, the Isokos, the Uzaires, the Akoko Edos, the Ijos, stretching all the way to River State. Even the Yorubas, just to mention a few. Do you know that a code that we call Lagos today is a Benin word? What about the word Oba? This, for instance, is another Benin word. Look around and see people who use this word, Oba, and you will see the branches of the Edo Kingdom.
So tell us about the relationship between the Benin and the Eko people. Yes.
The first Oba of Lagos is a male descendant of Oba of Benin and very close person to him. He sent him on a mission here, and that's why we have a song. Ọmọkọ́mọkọ́ ni wa o, àwa kì í ṣọmọ àbí ìdànù. Òde ìbíní nọ̀bí bàbá àwa sí. Ọba ló bí síbẹ̀ kì í ṣàárẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin gbọ́, that's any at the installation of any Oba, that song is always there. And anybody wants to be a chief or anything or Oba at that Enowa. When we finish the ceremony, we do like this. That thing we are doing, they are saluting the Oba of Benin. That does not mean that Benin are the owners of Lagos, but we are part and parcel of in the past, not the present. And the late Oba of Benin of the blessed memory, very, very nice. The Baba took me as his son. And by the grace of God, the one to be now, he knows very well. Because the Baba tells him every time, hold tight to Oba of Lagos. And we are very, very close.
The kingdom stretches even to Dahomey in the Republic of Benin. And in spite of all this, they do not dominate. Edo people don't dominate others. There should be no reason to dominate people. Live and let's live. Now, should Nigeria continue its struggle to be a nation? Your 10 seconds starts now. Let's recap and state our position. We are from the Edo Kingdom. We do not dominate people. We live and let's live. We are Midwesterners. We are Bendelites. Let it be known that we are not the Northerners, we are not the Westerners, and we are definitely not the Easterners. We are not the Ududuwas, and we are not the IPOB. We are the Midwesterners. We are the people of Bendel, Bendelites. Thank you for watching this video. Join us next time as we talk about the trajectory and the new path Nigeria is taking. Don't forget to share this video. God bless you.